Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. It's Monday morning. How are you doing? Are you loving a Monday morning? Are you? I actually like Monday mornings, but that's a whole different conversation. Interestingly enough, though, however, so just in case you don't know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. Every day we go live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We talk about insulin resistance. I was actually raised by a type 2 insulin dependent dad who died at 63, and I was only 30. My kids were 6'3" and 6 months old. And I was very, very impacted. And so I am here to give everybody hope because I didn't do anything about my own insulin resistance until I was about 50. However, just a little side note. Last weekend, this weekend, we did a business team retreat here in the cities, and it was amazing. But the coffee shop that we took over, it was a kind of like a coffee house. We took it over on Saturday night and filled it up and did a bunch of stuff. And it's called Happy Monday. And the reason why is because he's like, he basically, it's about the abundance of, living an intentional life and turning Monday into something happy. So I hope you're having a happy Monday. I hope you will have a happy Monday. That's my goal. Let me know if you're on the replay and where you're coming in from. I would love to know. Let's see who all jumps on today. All right. So we have had such good lives recently talking about so many great topics. You can always go back on the replays and watch them on the tube, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. You can go back on there and you can see the replays. And next week, starting on Monday, we have our free 5-day challenge. And if you've never heard about the free 5-day challenge, you guys, this is our 30th one. Like 30 months in a row, we've been doing this so that you can have a track, you can have a path, you can have a blueprint, you can have support and encouragement consistently without without having to pay for ongoing coaching. I'm just telling you. So some of you have really capitalized on that, and then you've gotten really great results. So that's really quite something. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, Peggy. Happy Monday from Pennsylvania. That's fantastic. Patty, good to see you. Good morning, sweet lady. Good to see you. Who else is on here today? This is so fun. Okay. Hello. I'm not sure. Okay. So so I'll just say Jen. So good morning, Jen. Hello. Hello. Good to see you. Very, very good. Barb from Ontario. Woohoo. We have Canada in the house. We have the East Coast in the house. We are doing good. I'm Midwest, Minnesota. We are wrapping up a gorgeous fall. It has been spectacular. So there is nothing to complain about over here. All right. So today, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. We're going to do just a tiny little bit. Texas is in the house. Oh man, Texas has such a soft spot. My bestie lives in Texas since I was 4 years old. She lives in North Dallas. So Texas has a very soft spot in my heart. I was just there in August. Linda, good morning. Oh, yes. Have a great day. Very, very good. Marilyn, good morning from chilly New York. You'll be at the next challenge with bells on. I love it, love it, love it. It's next week, Monday through Friday, November 3rd through the 7th, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I go live every day in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. You do have to give your email to get in there, but then you don't sign up for anything. I will just show up. Okay. And then you can just take that in and every month you can put those pieces together. But what I wanted to do today was I wanted to talk about what if it wasn't about the sugar? I know that's super controversial, right? What if it wasn't about the sugar? Now, of course, yes, I teach sugar-free, grain-free, legume-free. I get it. But let's just talk about why it's not just about that. Good morning, Geraldine. Good to see you. Anybody on TikTok? I might be totally overlooking you guys. Good to see you guys. Come on in, TikTok. It's always so good to have you here. So let's just kind of break this down a teeny, tiny bit because I was reading some information by, let me see here, Dr. Raymond Nichols. This is where this is coming from. And this is very, very interesting because, oh, goodness gracious, go back. There we go. Here we go. I know that we talk about this all the time, and I do too, but it's a one that that's a one planed answer to only talk about sugar and eating sugar. Okay. It's a one dimensional conversation, and we need to have a much more multi-dimensional conversation. And this is how we know we need to have that, because we go to the doctor and they don't tell us anything about root cause on the wall. They don't tell us anything, like there are no posters in the doctor's office that tells us anything about how to take care of the inside of our body so that it will function differently and produce a different result for us. How we know that this is a multidimensional conversation is that we're on more meds than we've ever been on. We're fatter than we've ever been. We're sicker than we've ever been. And the only answer that they can seemingly give us are scripts. So now, if you don't know my story or if you know anything about it, I actually was a 2X in size when I hit my 50s, and my mother would not leave me alone about my sugars. And she was like, Kirsten, seriously, like, do you even know where your sugars are at? Do you go to the doctor? What's wrong with you? Like, your dad died when you were 30. He was only 63. Like, are you paying no attention? What is up? And I was like, oh my gosh, you are so annoying. But then I was like, so grateful. And so, and God bless her. She lived till she was 94, and we got to help her out in her dementia and all of those good things, right? Dementia is not good, by the way. Never is, never was, never will be. Getting to be a part of her life was. But my point being that, not having paid attention until I was 50, like, this is where the hope and the encouragement should come in for everybody, right? But the truth is that my dad had so many meds that he was taking. Like, I talk about his lazy Susan full of medication. And the answer was always just take more insulin. Just take another shot in your belly. The answers were never what you and I talk about. So what were my results? I lost 3 sizes in my 50s after my cycle stopped, because it actually had nothing to do with my age or just calorie deficit. It was hormonal, because insulin is a hormone. I'm not on any meds. I'm 60 years old, and I'm the only person in my immediate family to have avoided type 2 diabetes. My father, my mother, my brother, my sister, like, I'm the only one. And I just took a different path. So I share that path every single day that I can share it, so that you guys can also walk. Like, listen, it's kind of like how you copy in college. You didn't do that. Actually, I didn't, but that's not the point. How you copy, you just find somebody who did what you want and then copy them to get the same result, right? That's what we do. You take so many that they're in blister packs and you're only 58. So Carmelina, what are you talking about? Are you talking about meds? This is so true. They don't listen. I know, Susan. I know. 100% true. Yes. Good morning. God, it's so good to see you, Carmelina. Carmelina, are you talking about blister packs? Yes, of meds and not supplements. Yep. And then what would happen with my dad is he would take all of his meds now, and I've talked about this before too. He was a business owner here in Minneapolis. So when I was a little girl, he owned Italian restaurants, which, like, what more do you need to know about my life and food? But anyway, I digress. But then he owned furniture stores. And so he didn't have to get up and go punch a clock, is my point. But he would get up and he would have his lazy Susan, and he would take his meds, and he would shoot himself full of insulin, and he would eat his Cheerios. Heart healthy, right? Drink his skim milk. I mean, low fat, right? Fat free. Terrible idea. And he would use his saccharin, right? And he would do all of that. And then everything would fight inside of him to function. And he wasn't safe to drive. Like, if your blood sugars are all over the place, you should not be driving. Get off the road, right? Because you are not, your vision will be blurry. Your reaction time is off. You aren't seeing properly at all. Like, you're just not functioning. Maybe you're feeling nauseous, lightheaded, like all of these things. And that was his life. And so he would sit at the kitchen table and he would make phone calls to his employees to make sure that somebody was there to open up the furniture store, check on the orders for the morning, who was doing what. This is in his 50s, not his 80s, his 50s. Because all of that mess has to find a way to function and play nice with each other. So your body's like, whoa, whoa. And that's what he was doing. So I did the opposite. I did not want a life of medication like he had. And I didn't want the results of that. I remember my dad like back rubs, and it was like leather. He was like leather. And I know that those were effects of like his insulin shots, et cetera. And I just didn't want that. So I did my own lazy Susan. I don't really have a lazy Susan, but I did my own lazy Susan, but I started to fill it up with supplementation instead. And I'll tell you, I don't live with side effects. Go figure. I only live with increased function. And I'm like, oh, I could tweak this and I could tweak this. And I have like my own little universe, right? I've created my own supplementation ecosystem for insulin resistance. So when you are insulin resistant, and we talk so much about Michigan. Hi, Sue. Welcome. I'm in Minnesota, so we're very close. And we talk all about sugar. And when I was growing up, we would go to the Dairy Queen. We ate Dairy Queen almost every time we passed one. I don't remember a Dairy Queen that my dad didn't love. As a type 2 diabetic, he always went and got the cone. And we had a lot of pasta and a lot of bread, as you can imagine. And so that one-dimensional conversation of, eating sugar and that being bad for you as an insulin-resistant person or a type 2 diabetic, it does exist, but let's get a little deeper so that you can actually create a different result for yourself. Okay? Because you need just a little bit more information, right? So this is what I wanted to chat about this morning. So here we go. So we've been taught to only look at numbers like fasting glucose. Hold on. Oh my goodness gracious. My button moved. Hold on, people. Here we go. So it really is more about how your body stops listening. So remember when I say to you, this is a cellular conversation and this is a hormonal conversation. Insulin is a hormone, cortisol is a hormone, but then your cells are what is resistant. So when you hear that terminology, insulin resistant, it's because your cell is resistant. Okay? I need you to track with me on that because it matters as to how you then take in the rest of the information. So why does your body stop listening? Why does your cell go la, 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 la? And it doesn't listen anymore, thus creating the resistance, thus creating all the fat, especially that belly fat that you're like, oh my gosh, where did that come from, right? But you can actually restore that conversation. And that's what we're going to chat about. So everyone keeps saying that type 2 diabetes is like, only about sugar or whatever. But what if the real issue isn't what you eat all the time? I mean, it does create issues, but what if it's not the all the time, but it's your cells not being able to hear? So let's focus on, this is when I talk to you guys about root cause wellness. Like if you can look at the root cause, you can go underneath what we're talking about, you're going to actually get your body to produce a result. And when you get your body to produce a result, you're like, dang, I didn't realize that, instead of putting Band-Aids all over. Okay. So a lot of the programs out there, maybe they're not for somebody who's insulin resistant. Band-Aids, maybe your doctor's recommendation, and I'm not a doctor, so listen to your doctors, make your own decisions. This is only for entertainment purposes. It's for entertainment purposes only. But I'm just saying, like, if all you're ever hearing is, well, you're just, you must be eating more than you think you are. It's only ever about calorie deficit. It's only about eat less, move more, Band-Aids. Okay. Doesn't mean that there's not value in different pieces. It just means that it's not the whole story. Okay. So what if your body has just lost the conversation? So many cutting carbs, cutting sugar, and I do teach grain, sugar, and legume free. So don't like get the wrong message, but we talk about carbs and sugar and even fasting, and yet the blood sugar stays high. Why? It's because it's not just only an input problem through what you're eating. It's not just what you're eating. It's a messaging problem. It's underneath. It's underneath. There's a core here, right? Your body's shouting. I'm here. High insulin, right? But your cells are going la, 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 la. So they've stopped listening. So when you eat, no matter what you eat, glucose is going to enter your blood. Like this is a biology conversation. Glucose enters your blood, your pancreas releases that insulin. Insulin knocks on your cells, the door opens, and sugar moves in to make energy. Okay? This is how you get energy in your world. You eat, insulin knocks, cell opens, energy is made. Woohoo! Like this is how a functioning body works. The reason why there are so many programs out there that are not maybe for your body is because they weren't made for somebody whose cells stopped listening. Does that make sense? I hope you're tracking with that. So in insulin resistance, the doors stop opening. They stay closed. Your cells stop answering. So your pancreas keeps shouting even louder, more and more. Insulin must be released, but nobody's listening because the cell door is closed. So this is how you feel like your metabolism is so freaking stuck. You're like, listen, you don't know me. Nothing I do works. I'm like, That's because this is a deeper issue. It's a root cause wellness issue. It's a metabolism, cellular, hormonal conversation. Okay. But this didn't happen overnight, you guys. Like this did not happen overnight. This is years of stress, years of poor sleep, years of inflammation, processed foods. Okay. They make your cells deaf to insulin. So now, did you hear that? Not once did I say food. Food is a component. And I talk about food. I teach it. Grain, sugar, and legume free. But listen, years of poor sleep, inflammation, processed foods, stress, they're making your cells deaf. This is why I talk to you guys not just about supplementation specifically for insulin resistance, but we could do a whole workshop just on sleep. We could do a whole workshop just on stress. We could do a whole workshop just on inflammation. Because you have to get these things under control. We've been taught to overlook them and to live inside of this hustle culture. And we're not doing ourselves any favors, are we? So your body keeps pumping out more until the pancreas, more insulin until the pancreas literally burns out. Your pancreas does not have a limitless supply of ability or of insulin. Okay, so it burns out. Your nervous system, excuse me. Before that, then, so your pancreas burns out. Now you've got high blood sugar, low energy, and a metabolism that has lost communication. Okay, you tracking? So here's what most people never talk about. And this is what we're going to do today quickly. Your nervous system controls the entire conversation. Your nervous system. When you live in fight or flight mode, your body literally dumps sugar into your bloodstream just in case. Just in case. So even if you're not eating sugar or carbs, stress can keep your sugars high. And this is a challenge because there are some of you in my world where you are in the middle of a very stressful journey. You are in the middle of something that's really challenging and you're having a hard time. I feel like sometimes we're going to have to, and even though you're doing well with your food, you're being disciplined with your routine of supplementation, you're on it. But you don't understand the impact that the stress is making in your body for the season. And so you have to have a nervous system reset. You have to really think about how you're going to combat that whole conversation inside of your body, right? So when you live in fight or flight mode, your body literally dumps sugar into your bloodstream just in case. So even if you're not eating sugar, stress can keep your sugars high. And that was a big piece of the conversation, the big piece of my own puzzle when I was taking care of my mom with dementia. Dementia sucks really bad, right? And it's very, what's my word? Unpredictable. And it's very just unstable. It's very like you never know. You're kind of always on guard a little bit, right? And especially when they live with you, then you're really on guard because you're listening, because you don't want their world to get turned upside down because it happens so fast, right? It's too much for them. But anyway, but when you can calm that stress switch, when you can do that, your metabolism remembers. You're trying to get your metabolism to remember to listen again. Okay. So there is good news. There's a ton of good news. A ton of good news. Hold on. Let me see. You guys are chatting. What are you saying? Good morning. Lee says, good morning. You'd be proud. Had no carbs and no sugar, fruits, cookies, or cakes. Woohoo, Lee. That's amazing. You should be proud of yourself. You are doing it. I am proud of you. But you have to be proud of yourself for being willing to take in maybe completely different information than's been given to you on the wall of your doctor's office. Remember the posters that are not giving us good answers? What's on the wall of your doctor's office? Maybe it's telling you about the latest script that you should ask your doctor about, or maybe maybe there's nothing that's helpful. I don't know, but you are on content that is giving you a different perspective of root cause supplementation, root cause wellness, root cause. Like if I can get your brain to go under, your body, just like the engine of a vehicle, will produce, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know my body could do this. And that feels so good because you're like, oh, my youth is kind of being restored a little bit here. Wow. Like, and then maybe you'll have the memory. Oh, that's right. My body was created to heal. My body was created like the most unimaginable machine ever. Like if you're made in the image of God, hello, do you think your body's made like to not function, or do you think your body's made to function at a really high level? Just saying. So when you know this and you help support your body's internal systems, boy, I'll tell you, Patty, do you? So she's talking about anxiety. Mm-hmm. You're not alone, Patty. And insulin resistance, this is where I feel like a lot of people don't know this. So insulin as a hormone, you're like in perimenopause, you're in the middle of your 40s, and all of a sudden you have this underlying anxiety. And maybe at this point, wherever you are, like Patty, maybe this is the deal. You've had it for so long, it's become your new norm. Because at first it was just under the level, under the surface, it's like just a little bit of anxiety. And you're like, oh my gosh, what's that? Well, I'm so convinced it's your hormone insulin turning upside down all of your other hormones, and perimenopause going, bah! And you're like just fritzing out, right? And so then you learn how to cope, you learn how to survive, but then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I just have to keep my anxiety under control. And then, I'm not sleeping at night. And then, oh my gosh, now I have a little bit of depression and I don't know where that came from. And all of a sudden you feel like this hot mess express, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I hope nobody knows what I'm going through. Oh my gosh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody that I can't multitask, or that I'm having, such brain fog. And this is all freaking connected. It's why I am a broken record. Let's work on your liver, your gut, your insulin, your liver, your gut, your insulin. And then there are peripheral conversations. I do talk to you specifically about the magnesium blend and the ashwagandha. I take it every single night. Now, this morning, what I'm adding in is the lion's mane and the horny goat weed that we talked about last week. Because the lion's mane, again, is another level for it's not an adaptogenic herb like ashwagandha is. It's actually like a resetting the neurons in your brain. And then the horny goat weed is blood flow and nitric oxide for your body. We're not going to get into that. We talked about that last week. But I'm always going to test things and find things out because listen, if you can get your nervous system to go, your body will actually go, I remember. I remember how to function. I remember how to fire. I remember how to produce. I remember. But sometimes we have to get that down, right? So you started the lion's mane and the horny goat weed. Yep. I know it becomes normal, Patty. I would love to know obviously Patty, and you've been so good about your journey. So Patty's been on the total body reset for like 4.5 months now, almost 5. And she started I think it was in May, and she's down 14 pounds and 10 inches. Okay. And now she's saying she just started the lion's mane and the horny goat weed. And so I look forward to your testimony because as we assess ourselves, like we don't want to just take something just to take something. Please don't do that. Like I'm sorry, but you could take anything that I talk about from a drugstore or from a Mart or whatever. You absolutely can. You can find it on a Facebook ad or a Zon find or the rainforest. You can do any of that, but until you really understand, like this is an organics line, organic, everything is very potent, everything is heightened, so that you're going to get the best result as fast as possible without being unsafe in dosage. Like this is like the best of both worlds. So I look forward to that very much, Patty. You can't take ashwagandha because of thyroid. There you go. This is super interesting, Patty. Super interesting. It's beautiful in British Columbia, Sharon. Ah, that is so exciting. That is so exciting. Lori. Oh, you guys are so good to each other. I like how you cheer each other on. That is so exciting. Okay, so let's wrap up then. Let's talk about how do you then work on exactly what we're talking about? Like, I'm just telling you, like, I know that if I can help any one of you get your gut going, your liver going, get your insulin down, like you are going to produce different results. And then some of you need a little extra. Patty said she knows she can't take the ashwagandha. But you know what? Okay, so what if you can't take ashwagandha because you have thyroid problems or on thyroid meds? Let's just say that's an adaptogenic herb. You can still take the magnesium. The magnesium is a triple blend, and it literally makes your nervous system go, thank you, and take it before you go to bed. And now the lion's mane, instead of ashwagandha, she's going to do the lion's mane, etc. There are outside things that can help you, right? But the total body reset. So how did Patty get the results? I'm a highlighter girl. So I was just moving. I dropped one. Never mind. I have to color code my stuff. Anyway, so Patty, just like I said, she's lost 14 pounds and 10 inches. So why is she losing those inches? Well, it's because one of the 6 products in the total body reset targets your visceral fat. Your visceral fat is what's getting laid down. Remember, when your cells are not listening, la, 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 and they're not listening to insulin, insulin is a fat storing hormone. Where do you think it's storing the fat? It's your trunk. It's your liver, your intestines, your organs. That's where the visceral fat is getting laid down. And I'm telling you, that's not a pretty sight. So, Meg Dunn, I don't think she's on here, but over the last year of doing exactly what I'm going to show you, these six pieces, her MRI went from bad to mild on her fatty liver. This is huge. This is so huge. I'm sorry, but who else is I'm not the only one. I don't mean it that way at all. I'm not the only one, but few people will talk to you about root cause wellness and how if you can get your inside engine running, you can actually produce a different result on an MRI, on a lab, on scripts that get taken away, on inches that get lost in your trunk, on the scale, on the visceral fat in body scan, on the, those are the results that you're looking for. You want real results, not diabetic put in your chart, etc. Okay. So these are all testimonies that come to me. This isn't a corporate conversation. This is a Kirsten Liebelt conversation. You are the people that send me these results. It's you. It's you. It's all about you, you, you. Okay. So here we go. So the total body reset. This is where I've sourced this for myself, and I've just passed it on to you guys. You're having a fatty liver. You take the magnesium, Patty. Good, good, good. Yep. I'm just telling you, my husband took that last night, and he's like, holy cannoli. Boy, did that help him out after a long weekend. Having a fatty liver scan in December, Patty. I'm excited to see what your fatty liver says. This is very exciting, right? What that scan says. Joan says, thank you for more layers of information to answer my questions. Grateful heart. Joan, you show up just to make my day. I'm convinced. Thank you so much. Sharon says, rhodiola in the morning instead of ashwagandha for Hashimoto's works well. Very good, Sharon. Good to know. Thank you for that. So, and Patty, I don't know if you know that I do have a rhodiola. You may or may not. We can talk about it. But anyway, so I started sourcing for myself. This is all things that I've done for me. It's all about me. And then I just share it with you guys. So I started a little over 10 years ago with these three, and I have to be careful with the tickety talk. Sorry. So with these three supplements that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. And even just, I said that S word, they might flag me, but anyway. Okay. So this is where I started because I wasn't going to change out my foods yet. I eventually did, but I was a 2X in size and I had to do something because I was scared because of my sugars. I was scared. My dad, had already died when I was 30. He was only 63. He was super young. And here I am entering my 50s, which is where his life went. And then he was gone. So he spent his 50s having heart surgeries and pacemakers, and then at the very end, dialysis. And I just was scared enough. So this is where I started. This helps with insulin and sugars. This is your liver right here. And then this is your metabolism. Okay. Those 3, that's half of the total body reset right there. That's half. Then the other 3 are this. No more tablets, powder. So this powder it looks like a greens product, but it has 6 different blends in it. I doubt that most of you have probably never done a gastrointestinal primer. Many of you have probably done a greens product that you've put in a smoothie, but a gastrointestinal primer like this, where it's comprehensive for inflammation and the support of the healing and the sealing of your gut, helping your liver. So therefore, indigestion and brain fog and sleep and leaky gut, absorbing your nutrients again, constipation, diarrhea, like these are all things that you have told me personally. Okay. That's number 4. Number 5 is the probiotic. This is a powder, 5 strains that are alive. They go on your tongue every morning or whenever, but I do mine in the morning, and don't drink it with hot coffee. You don't want to kill them, but you put it on your tongue, and it has stick to the gut technology and stay alive technology. You don't waste your money on subpar probiotics. If you're not repopulating your microbiome, then why are you're literally like for real flushing your money down the toilet. So make sure you have something that will actually do what it's supposed to do, what it was sent to do. And then the last one is for visceral fat. And this one I plucked right out of the sports nutrition line. It is literally to change your BMI. It's to change your body composition. So I take one of these every day on your tongue. It tastes like orange candy, just like a kid. And it will target your visceral fat. This is why I'm excited to see what Patty's fatty liver does say. This is where you're able to see the inches. I always tell people to measure. Here, I'll get my thing. Measure yourself. Measure yourself. Go 90 days on, 30 days off. 90 days on, 30 days off. Even if you're continuing to do this every month. Okay. You keep this the same, take this 90 days on, and then on that 4th month, don't buy that extra box. Then go back and go off. And over that course of a year where you're really getting dialed in on getting your liver, your gut, and your insulin working again, this is where these results, you guys, I'm teaching you how to fish. That's the other part of the conversation is the food, right? That's what we do in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Because if you can learn how to fish, you can control your own destiny. Once Megda saw her MRI of fatty liver going from bad to mild, and she knows exactly what she did to get there, and it did not require a script. Not that I think that there's one out there that exists for that. I don't know. I don't think so. But because she stopped what got her into the pickle to begin with, the way she was eating, she began to work on her gut, her liver, and bring down her insulin. You cannot burn fat with high insulin or a sluggish liver. So bam, bam, bam. And just like that, her journey began, and it's starting to show those levels of results. So Patty says that after taking care of my daughter for a year and a half and being so stressed out, I am happy that I can finally take care of myself. But you miss your daughter. Oh, Lord Jesus, have mercy. Patty, I'm so sorry. Thank you for telling me that, though, because this is the deal. I know I'm not the only one. I knew that when I started talking online about like taking care of my mom with dementia, at the exact same time, I'm going to show you how to find things, by the way. At the exact same time, we were taking care of my brother, who had lived a life of drugs. And at the end of his life, which he died in April of 2020. So right at the beginning of the shutdown, and it had nothing to do with Rona. But the last 2 years of his life, while we were navigating my mother with dementia, he had had a heart attack, a quadruple bypass surgery, and a stroke on the table. So his drug life came to an abrupt halt, and the last 2 years of his life started to ensue. And that was group homes and nursing homes and LTACs and intensive care units and emergency rooms. And you get the picture for 2 years. And I don't know why they restrict my visibility. I have no idea. So bizarre. And so he goes through this whole journey, and he eventually, passes, right? But it was stressful. And so we all go through these stressful seasons. And sometimes we get done with a stressful season and we think it's over, just move on or whatever. And I don't mean like grieving. That's a completely different conversation. That's different. I'm talking about move on, like as though it did not have impact in our nervous system, as though it didn't have impact in our body to produce a result. And so there you go. So Patty says that she took care of her daughter for a year and a half, and it was a very stressful season for her. And so even though she misses her, she's finally able to take care of herself. And that's what my sister and I had to do after my mom passed, with dementia. We had already grieved the loss of her from 5 years earlier. So we already had that done. But now then it was time for us to turn inward and go, okay, where does my body need me? And we both did a really great job. I'm just going to say, like, we both chose mindfulness and really working on what was going on in our bodies. And I'm so grateful, because she's all I have left on the planet from my family outside of my husband and children. She's all, I don't have my brother anymore. I don't have my mother. I don't have my father. You know what I mean, right? So it's like, I want her to be healthy too. I want us to be able to, I'm young. I'm 60. She's only a few years older than me. Like, we have a whole nother lifetime. Should the Lord just allow us these years, right? We're never guaranteed, but golly, we want to be healthy, right? So it's very important. Southeast Wisconsin, Julia. Very good to see you. I'm so glad. You're thinking this is interesting. Very, very good. Yep, same. You just have your sister. All of a sudden, life changes, doesn't it? Oh, all right. So I'm going to show you, since I've already been restricted on Tickety Talk, I'll show you. All right. So my site is my first and last name.com. So it's Kirsten Liebelt, K-I-R. It's right here on Facebook and YouTube. It's right there. KirstenLiebelt.com. Okay. And you'll see my picture. This is how you'll know where you're at. Okay. And then right here are the 4 choices that I was just talking about. The one that I talked about was right here, the total body reset. But these are different configurations of that, because some people want to start with just the trio. Some people want just the 3 for the liver. Half of the total body reset is for the liver. Some people want just the gut reset, and some people want the total body. Just make sure that you sign up as a customer. Sign up, register with your name. I'll tell you in just a minute, because you're going to, right now, your consistency is going to pay off in spades. They have an extra bonus that they're giving people. This is the lion's mane, and the horny goat weed is right here. But then look at down here. That's the magnesium ashwagandha. Underneath my picture, 3 free resources, you guys. Protein guide, a couple of different recipes, and then all my contact stuff is down here. So good question. When you are on a fixed income, how expensive are your products? I would like to start with the first 3. So Tyra, that's a really, really good question. So just the trio, and I'm going to give you 2 answers for that, okay? Because I want people to understand that you can customize this for yourself. Listen, I'm not in here to convince you of anything. You have to start where you can start, because you have to own your own journey, okay? Now, the trio all by itself for insulin, sugars, metabolism, and liver, that trifecta is very, very helpful. All 3 of those, they're doing different things. You can see how that would help you, right? Bring down your sugars, bring down your insulin, get that liver function up. Just with this one alone, I've had somebody gave me their labs from 45 days. They cut their liver numbers in half. So again, insulin is high, you can't burn fat. Liver is sluggish, you can't burn fat. And then of course your metabolism. That's about 94. Now in Canada, I do have a special link for Canadians, and I don't know what I don't know the it's going to be a little more, right? But then their benefits are a little more too. So meaning like when you get cash back on these things. So this is 94. If you come to me and you're like, listen, I've just got to get my sugars under control. Help me get my sugars under control. This is what I would recommend. But like you said, fixed income, do this one. It's glucose health. Do this one. Do this one. Because it's refilling your body with trace minerals that your body needs to bring down that insulin and those sugars. Okay? So this one. And if you have questions, always ask me. Get into my messenger. I'll send you a link just for that one if you want to. This is 26. Okay? So I want to give you different options for that, because every once in a while I get that question. I'm on a fixed income. What do I do? Because otherwise the total body reset is like 250. All of it is like 250, 256. Okay. But there's a customer campaign and what it looks like. Okay. And this is what Patty's been doing since May. 3 months in a row of 150 or more, which that is obviously right. On the 3rd month, they erase $75 from your order. They just squeegee it off, $75 off. Right now in January, they're going to bonus you an extra 50 off. So anybody that's thinking like I like what Patty said, I took care of my daughter for 1.5 years and it was stressful and that was hard on me. But in the end, even though I grieve the loss, I have to take care of me. So she gave herself permission for the journey. And just as much as I do, you cannot hand this into an HSA. Just as much as I do, you can't code this to an insurance company. This is just where we're at. And until they change that, we have to do what we can do. And so for me, the fact that somebody is, because you don't have to do wellness products, it's on any product, but because we talk about root cause wellness, you literally can get paid for your own wellness journey, which is really, really staggering to me, because who else is doing that? And $75 off in December, that's not anything to sneeze at, right? January, when maybe, you feel like you spent a little bit over the course of, the holidays to get another 50 off, you can now take a journey. And guess what? After those 4 months, which is where Patty is right now, and she's lost 14 inches and 10 pounds, and then she's going to have her fatty liver scan in December. You still have 2 months left on your guarantee, because everything has a 6-month guarantee. So I don't know what else to say. There's nothing else to mention that is of such high benefit. Like, for anybody who's been thinking, I think that's kind of what I want to do. I want to give myself permission, and I want to start now. What would it feel like to go through the holiday, feel like you're a little more in control of your food noise? You're in more control of your cravings. Maybe you feel like you're not so freaking exhausted all the time. You're sleeping better. Your energy is up. You're starting to because your body is moving all of the toxins and the impacted waste through your body. Your sugars are coming down. So your brain fog is like, whoo, coming back to normal. Your liver stops being so sluggish, especially anybody that's had their gallbladder removed. You get tired of feeling like trash all the time. And sometimes you don't even know how icky you feel until you start really lighting up again from the inside out. So yes, Tyra. So actually it's right here. It's right where my finger is. Kirsten Liebelt.com, KirstenLiebelt.com. And you can talk to me if you want to by reaching out, or you could be like, lady, I don't even want to talk to you. A lot of you do this. You're just like, listen, I'm just going to go on and order. And I'm just going to remind you, if you check out as a guest, you will not be eligible for the customer campaign. So if you go and you purchase $160 worth of products and the campaign says $150 or more, you will not be eligible for that customer campaign. Now, you might not care, and that's okay. I just have this hyper responsibility inside of me that tells me, because I see it. I see you guys ordering, and I'm like, oh, they missed out, but maybe they didn't care. And that's okay. So you'll see my picture, and then right here is where those choices are. Now, Tyra, if you want, hold on, let me move that back. The first button is what you're looking for the 3 that I just told you about. The 3, the 90, that's the first one, okay? And then if you want, you're like, I just want that glucose one. Uncheck the box of the other 2. Just uncheck the boxes. Just uncheck them. And don't worry about adding them to your cart. Oh, good question. I hope that helped with that. Julia, I want to reverse my pre-diabetes levels, not so much from doctors. I'm trying to figure it out myself. I take different supplements now that I think what you think will help. So what are you taking? I would love to know, Julia. I would love to know, because you're right. You can, in my opinion, and I am not a doctor, and this is for entertainment purposes only, absolutely 100% reversible. This is why in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, and make sure you give your email to get in. I do a free 5-day challenge every month. This is our 30th one. That means we've been doing this for 2.5 years. Grain-free, sugar-free, legume-free, while still getting to be a foodie, so that you can stop what got you into the pickle, but then specific supplementation to help insulin resistance, to help to go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive. It's how you will see the results that you're looking for. So she asked about neuropathy. It's the same thing. You have to turn back your insulin resistance. There is no Band-Aid to put on neuropathy, right? You have to get, this whole conversation today was about the fact that your cells aren't listening anymore. And the fallout of your cells not listening anymore, the fallout of your cell being resistant to insulin is gout and neuropathy and fatty liver and type 2 and high BP and brain fog and exhaustion and crashing in the middle of the day and fill in the blank. Like, we could go on and on and on. I could probably do 2 hours just on symptoms alone, because the trunk of the tree, if this is the trunk of the tree and these are all of the branches, the neuropathy and the fatty liver and the PCOS and the type 2 and the exhaustion and the brain fog and the belly fat, the weight gain, the inability to lose fat, all of this is up here, the meds, all of it. This trunk is called insulin resistance. You have to target the core. You have to target the core. You will never burn fat if you have high insulin or if you have a sluggish liver. Half of the total body reset is for the liver. 3 out of the 6 intentionally. Okay. Insulin, liver, gut. I am a broken record, but that's how you get things done. Terry says personal experience, totally reversible. So Terry at 62 last year, she texted me and she said, non-scale victory, I can tuck in my blouse. And she hadn't done that for a while. So 62 years old, she loses 49 pounds, weighs less than she did for 30 freaking years by taking a root cause approach. I can't emphasize it enough. If all you do is continue to put Band-Aids on everything that you're trying, it can feel so discouraging. And then that's when you say things like, nothing works for me anymore. Or I've heard people say, my pancreas is just broken. I'm just broken. It's not true. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand your fatty liver is reversible until it's not. Cirrhosis is not reversible. I understand. There are further out consequences of this. This is why if I can get you to rein this in now, the consequences are my father was very close to having something amputated at 63 years old, probably a toe. My mom never did specify, but probably something with his feet, because this is no joke, right? It was never meant to be terminal. But when they only give you answers that have scripts with more side effects and they don't heal or reverse, what are we doing? What are we doing? And my mom ending up with dementia, type 3 diabetes, insulin resistance of the brain. What are we doing? Now, I understand there are other factors with that as well. Like, that's a very complicated conversation. But I can track my mom's entire, I can track it all. From the high inflammation and all of the joint surgeries, to the carb addiction, to the the kidney C and losing a kidney, to the carb addict, scared of protein, eventually type 2, should have never been type 2, never had it in her family, had nothing to do with genetics. I can track everything. And then eventually it was her mind. And living long without function is not the goal. Living long without your mind and having somebody take care of you, FYI, not my goal. I don't know about anybody else, but it's not my goal. Patty says, amazing testimony, Terry. It is. It is. And it makes my heart really, really, really happy. Makes my heart really happy for you, Terry. So anyway, all right. If you need anything, let me know, okay? If anything resonated with you today and you're like, doggone it, I am going to start now. This is the last week of October. It's the last week. It ends now on Friday. So if you're wanting to get in on October, November, December, so you can cash out in December, this is the opportunity. This is it, right? And then in January, that 4th month in a row, you'll get another $50 off. So just keep going. And for people who are already on the campaign, you will benefit also. This is not just for new people. You are going to benefit also. Keep going on your journey. Don't stop. You'll stop short of another, cash out bonus. Even if your $75 ends up landing in January, you're still going to get that extra 50 off. I'm just telling you, it's a really good season. You're just going to have to trust the process. Terry says, thank you, Patty. Still hard to believe I've come this far, but it's real. I just love it so much. Yes, I can tell you about the rhodiola, Patty. So rhodiola is where I started back in my 40s because I had a lot of brain fog and inability to multitask. And I didn't realize it was from insulin resistance. Like, I had no idea. I was not very educated at all, literally at all. And so I started taking that 2 a.m. and I can send you a link, a direct link, Patty, if you want to. I'll just send you a link to it. And it is a mood brightener and a mind brightener, but it is an adaptogenic herb, Patty. There's something with ashwagandha that's different. So I shouldn't say I'm going to just like pretend I didn't say that. Because there is a book called The Rhodiola Revolution, and you could read that in connection with thyroid help. But anyway, Sue says her stuff comes in on Friday. That's fantastic. Sue, did you check out as a guest? Because I'm not remembering your name in this moment. Let me know if you checked out as a guest. So adaptogenic herbs help your body adapt to stress. And so that comes in, helps to support your adrenals. Your adrenals regulate your hormones. And I had no idea. And it can make such a huge difference. Now, when I was doing rhodiola, I still take it every day. But when I was doing it like really to help work on my hormones, etc., I was taking 2 in the morning and then 2 after lunch. And I didn't do it much later than that because I didn't want to interfere with my sleep. It's have some organic green tea extract being used as like a carrier into your system to get that rhodiola into your system. Anyway, that made all the difference in the world for me. But listen, this is a hormonal conversation. So when you take something that is helping to support your adrenals, and your adrenals sit on top of your kidneys and they regulate your hormones, that is your insulin and your cortisol and your GLP-1, everything it's helping your body produce, right? But that's where that horny goat weed comes in. And listen, they didn't name the product that just out of whatever. That's just the name of the plant. So don't kill the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. So it's called horny goat weed and tribulus. So their blend is, oh my goodness, like the things that will help with. But again, it's a hormonal helper. It's meant to bring another layer of hormonal balance. If you can understand how the hormone insulin has stolen from you, then you'll understand that this is a hormonal conversation, and you'll do whatever it takes to restore balance back into your hormones. And so that's why there's all these band-aids. This over here helps with, take this shot for GLP-1 and do this for, and these are siloed conversations, but it's all one conversation. Cortisol hormone, insulin hormone, GLP-1 hormone, ghrelin hormone, leptin hormone, hunger hormone, and satiety hormone, and stress hormone, and sugar hormone, and it's all hormone. So that's the rhodiola, and that helped me so much. You just have no idea. A lot of people actually take what I use for a couple of different things. One is my daughter took it for trichotillomania, and I'm not making any claims. I'm just telling you her story. That's where you pull your hair. And I also have other people that take it for ADHD. So I'm just telling you, it has a lot of benefits. But if you guys need to know that, you don't know, okay, no problem. No problem. Just make sure that I'm so excited that you're getting your stuff on Friday. I'm so excited. If you did, just make sure that you do sign up next time, because then potentially you get to take advantage of the customer campaign. So I don't want you to miss out on that, or free shipping or something like that. So, all right. You guys are amazing. We started Monday off so strong. Wow. We're going to crush this week. The last week of October. Here we come. We're just going to crush it. And think about how positioned you'll be now as you go into the holidays. I mean, you guys, amazing. So if you need anything, let me know. I will jump off and answer questions for people. And then I'll be back at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, Central Standard Time. We'll do another session. And then next week, Monday, we will start the 30th 5-day challenge. Okay, so you're probably going to want to know more about that. All right. Have the best day ever, you guys. It's so great to talk to you. Good to see you.